Hey everybody, today we are talking about VersaStraps. Should you make the switch? Well, hopefully this video will help you figure it out. Hey everybody, this is your host Andrew Penzi. Welcome back to Vital Point. I am playing in the woods again today with some hunting gear. Nothing beats that except for hunting. And you know, my goal that I've had for like the last year or so is to get rid of all buckles. You know, the buckles, no matter what you do with them, they clang against things, they're heavy, they swing. And I've tried putting on the pieces of tire tube. It just makes it really hard to work the mechanism, in my opinion. And it just wasn't working for me. I really wanted to get rid of all buckles in my life. And so I did. I switched from the buckles to just the strap. And that was actually working out really well for me last season. If you're not familiar with that, it's definitely an improvement. And you just put the stick on the tree, you wrap the strap around, you go once underneath, like so, pull it tight, and honestly, that alone is enough to hold the stick. I mean, I've tried it just for the heck of it, it's fine. But they recommend putting in a couple half hitches on this side just for security's sake. That's not going anywhere. I guess my only complaint, if I have one, about the strap method is that it takes a little bit of time just to tie this around here. Not too bad, but in the dark sometimes if you make this knot like too tight, you know, you could kind of struggle with getting this knot out. So sometimes I tie it with like a little loop so that I could just pull it and it comes out. So I said, well, what other options are out there? Then I stumbled upon these VersaStraps from Tethered. And I had been thinking of making my own Amsteel daisy chain for quite a while, but I found these and I'm like, heck, that will save me a bunch of time, and it was gonna probably cost about the same. So I went ahead and got them. And I thought it might be a little bit quicker, a little easier, a little lighter. Lighter, not too much, because these straps are pretty light. So same initial principle, put the stick on the tree, wrap the strap around. Now there's little loops, and these are the mini VersaStraps, by the way, which have a smaller loop-to-loop spacing than the regular VersaStraps. It depends on the climbing sticks that you have. Ones with a small button work better with the mini straps. The object is you put the strap around and you find the loop that's closest to the button. And you want to get it over the button. So this one's pretty close. So as you see, the first problem right here is that these loops are hard to open. They say they get easier over time, but right now it's a pain in the rear end. And in all this time I'm trying to get this thing open, I probably could have had it tied on with the strap. I kind of wish when they sewed them, they left a belly in one side going down the whole way. It would just be so much easier to put these on. So okay, I get it open, fine. Let's put it over. Oh, no good. It doesn't reach, not good enough. So you got to go to the next one. So let's get this one open. I'll show you what happens. All right, so let's put this one on. This is the next one that fits. And we'll put it on the tree. Oh, see how much it drops? It really drops a lot. And I was surprised at what a difference that makes. Just that little extra inch or so drops it way down. And you're losing all that space. So then you got to reset. All right, let's move this up a little higher to get it away from the next stick lower. All right, there we go. Not too bad. They say, well, you could tighten it up a bit by just twisting the strap. Twist, twist, twist. You get the idea. This is just like not really working out. All right, let's try this one now. All right, there we go. Same thing. It just isn't ideal. And in a situation where you do get the tight one on, let's see if I can get this one on. Let's see. Oh, I can't do it. I can't. Oh, wait, maybe? No. But the point is, even if you get the tightest one on, just imagine trying to get it back off. And I've had that happen a couple times in practice. The thing doesn't want to come off. So, in all this time that I'm fiddling with this, I could have just gotten the strap and done my little tie off. There we go. And I'm done. And it's tighter to the tree. That's kind of a bummer, man. I was really looking forward to these. Spent a bunch of money on them, and I'm kind of back to where I started. No good. So I thought, well, you know what? Maybe I could use these on my tree stand, because I had been wanting to get rid of the buckles on my tree stand for a long time on the hang-on stand. So let's pull that out. All right. This is my Air Raid hang-on stand. I got the VersaStrap on it. Put it around. we go. Now first of all, this button's a little bit bigger, so you might actually, it fits, but it's not ideal. But this one, it still gets on. So let's put that on, nice and tight to the tree. There we go. It still drops quite a bit. Let's set it tight, push down on the stand, lift it up, lock it in place, and let's climb on. Oh, you see that? It just dropped. Let's do it again. Lock it in place, pull it down, get it tight. Let's climb on. Look at this. See that gap between the tree and the stand? There's air between there. It is not biting the tree. That's not good. So then what you do is the old free fall trick, which is always fun to do when you're 20 feet up in a tree. You kneel on the seat and then you hook your toe onto the platform here and you lift. But again, when you're 20 feet up in a tree, you're doing that, you're gonna drop. And even if you just drop an inch, boy, that makes your heart drop too. Even only this high up, I'm like nervous to do it. Ready? Here goes. You gotta hold on to that tree for your life and drop. There we go. Not too bad on that one, not too bad. Lock out the bottom and look what happens. Again, another gap forms. I just can't seem to get rid of that gap. No matter what I do, let's do it again. All right, better. Getting better, getting better. It's a lot of work to get rid of that gap. Now the other dilemma with doing it this way is that you have no strap on the bottom. With the cam buckles, you know, you could pull it in top and bottom. It keeps the bottom from kicking out. And I'm not too concerned about it kicking out. Once you're on standing on the stand, unless you're really leaning over to, I don't know, do something, stretch, maybe the bottom might slip out, but generally not. The only time I'm concerned about it is stepping on and off the stand. I reset the stand like 5 times, so it's pretty tight now. You can see how extreme the rope comes down, what an angle it's coming down on. Certainly not perpendicular to the stand. And the tricky thing about the bottom is when you're climbing on, so let's say I'm standing on my top stick and I want to climb on. So that's always the scary part when you do this, and to have that thing move, you're trying to get on, tricky stuff. Now for safety, you're always supposed to have your sticks higher than your stand, then step down onto your stand. But the reality is that just doesn't work out sometimes. So I'm finding that I'm often climbing up to my stick another step or so. Now this sort of leads into a whole nother topic, which is that I want to put the strap on the bottom before I climb on to make sure that it's secure against the tree. But then once you get on the stand, you have to readjust it a couple times to make sure it settles down. So then you have to bend down, undo the strap, set the stand a couple times, then go back and try to tighten the strap on the bottom. It's not ideal. I'm kind of curious how you guys manage that with these hang-on stands. So back to the straps. What I'm thinking is that I could use the VersaStrap on the stand and then maybe use the buckle just on the bottom piece here to hold the bottom tight to the tree. I really don't want to carry more than one buckle if I could help it. It seems like a lot of people use the rope mods or strap method for their climbing sticks, but I rarely hear of it on the stand, and I'm kind of curious why. I was thinking that I could just use the strap on the stand to hold the top part of the stand, forget the VersaStrap, and use a buckle on the bottom. I guess the VersaStrap gives you a little added layer of protection there because you know it's not going to slide off. Now the reason you can't do 2 VersaStraps on here is because you have to set the top part of the stand first. That's the most important, to make sure that gets tight. If I did 2 and then the bottom caught before the top caught, that's not good for anybody. That's not going to work. So I'm thinking of just doing the VersaStrap on the top, buckle on the bottom, and I'll have to live with that darn buckle. I hate buckles. Since I have 4 VersaStraps, they came in a pack of 4, I'm thinking I'll use 3 of them on my sticks, use 1 stick with just the strap method like I've been using, maybe on the lowest stick, and then I'll use 1 VersaStrap on the stand with the buckle on the bottom half. So should you buy the VersaStrap? Is it worth it? Well, if you are using buckles, then I would say yes, absolutely. Get rid of these things and use the VersaStrap, or you could use a rope mod or just a strap mod. Now, if you're currently using ropes or straps only to tie on your sticks, then jumping to the VersaStrap, I don't think it's really gonna help you that much. It's really not gonna save you much time, and it's really not gonna save you much weight either. So in that case, just stick with the straps that you're using, forget the VersaStraps. But the bottom line is, get rid of these buckles. One thing you should consider before completely ditching your ratchet straps and buckles and switching to the rope mod, the strap mod, the VersaStraps, or anything like that that allows this little bit of slack in the line before the stick catches, is that once you're up in the tree, I've had this happen twice now in 3 years, that pulling up my bow with the bow rope or something like that, it's caught on the bottom of the stick, and when I pull it up, the stick kicks out like that. And that's really a pain in the rear end when you're up higher than that and you have to try to fish down with your toe or something like that to try to pull this stick straight again and get it to catch again and put your weight on it. So that's just something to know, that that is a possibility, although like I've said, it's only happened to me twice in the last 3 years of using a setup like this. So I'm not too concerned. If you guys have any great creative ways to attach your sticks and your stands, I would love to hear about it. Please, let's share some information. Let me know what's working for you. I am all about trying to find ways to be more mobile, lighter, quieter, and honestly, it's a tough thing to do, so I would appreciate any information you want to share, and I'm sure the fellow YouTubers would appreciate it as well. Please comment and subscribe if you are so inclined. Give me a thumbs up, will ya? And if not for me, just give me a thumbs up, because hunting season is approaching. Well, a couple more months, but it's on its way. One thing that is kind of nice about the VersaStrap are these little elastic cords. Now you could always just tie a little piece of elastic on your regular straps or ropes and do the same thing, and I think I might do that. But it really is handy just to help you put this stuff away in some sort of neat fashion. If you go around a couple times. Tricky thing is, it never quite seems to work out this length they have, but you could do something like that and hook it on and keep your thing secure. One thing I'm finding with these sticks that's tricky is when you do that, it covers over the grommets that you use to nest these sticks together. It's always something, right? It's always something. Hey, we are evolving and always finding out new ways to do things, and that's half the fun of hunting. Well, at least like a quarter of the fun, maybe. If I figure out something that really works well for me as I'm experimenting with this moving forward, I will certainly let you know. But until then, this is your host, Andrew Penzi, signing out. See you later, guys, and always aim for that vital point.